What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of whatever this is. Fly fishing guide learns how to bass fish. Fly fisherman starts bass fishing. I don't know. All I know is yesterday I went out, got a bunch of bass fishing gear for the first time ever. For those of you that didn't see that, I'll link that above. But I'm a full-blooded fly fisherman. I've born and raised fly fishing. I used to conventionally fish a little bit before I really had the mechanics to fly fish effectively, and I got frustrated, so my dad would hand me a spinning rod and I'd catch fish and I'd be stoked again. Today we are going to do more bass fishing. We're doing some pond hopping. There's not a ton of options, but there are a few. Yesterday I was able to get my first bass on a spinning rod in literally 15 years. And so today I am going to be trying to catch some more. So I'm gonna be hopping around. There's a couple lakes in town. There's another zone that I'm gonna have to go to in a different video just because it's a little far away. But I think that it'll be one of the coolest videos I've ever made. So keep an eye out for that too. But pulled up some Google Maps, looked at some creeks, some ponds, that kind of stuff. The problem is since we're at such a high elevation, I think a lot of these fish are post-spawn at least. So fishing, it just depends. It depends on how it is. If I see some on beds, I'll fish them. We're just gonna go look around, try and find some fish. There's enough places close enough by that I think we should be able to find a couple fish here and there. But yeah, so stay tuned and let's hop out to the spot. All right, gang, we've arrived at the pond. It's not super huge. It's one side of it's backed against some apartments, and then the other side's you're available to just walk around. So let's get fishing. All right, you guys. So I just had a chat with my buddy Christian, who fishes this place that I am currently at pretty often, or used to fish it often with conventional gear. All my friends are fly fishermen, so when I called him, the first thing he says is, when I tell him what I'm doing, he just goes, "Why? Why are you doing that?" And so, but this guy also used to be a tournament bass fisherman, so he can chill out. No, I'm kidding. He said, "You want to go wacky rig?" It's a little bit deep, so I'm actually going to drop shot with a wacky rig. And we're going to go with the 4-inch Cinco, but it might be a little thick, actually. I might actually just run like just an actual drop shot rig. The watermelon red black flake. Fortunately, since I have a background in fishing, a lot of these knots aren't new to me. So everything that I've read is that you kind of want, when you rig this, you kind of want this thing to be just barely poking out of the tip there, just like so. And when they suck this baby in, this obviously won't be a problem when you're setting the hook. I'm gonna run roughly, I don't know, it looks like about 18 inches or so. So I'm gonna tie a second knot to the eye of this. Okay, and then I believe you're supposed to go back through the eye of this hook. Like that, and that will stand it up. And that didn't work. Oh, I know what I did wrong. There you go. So you just want that pointing up like that. Just like so. And there's your drop shot rig. I'm gonna find a nice standing rock and go for it and hope that duck didn't just scare every single fish. All right, no love there yet. I'm just gonna throw this fluke and just rip it in just to keep him honest. One day I'll set a hook with this thing, but not yet. It's definitely a lot slower paced, like a lot more methodical than fly fishing is. Like I think, especially when you're fly fishing for bass, since you can't really have this nice slow presentation like this on the bottom, you kind of just are flying around fishing, you know, clouds or minnows, basically trying to get a reaction bite, which sometimes can be great when they're on that bite. Like you can crush. You're never fishing quite this slow, I should say, and like really, really working your way through all this stuff. Like I would cast once, walk down, cast again, walk down, cast. You know, or right now I'm making 3-4 casts per zone I'm standing in, which is not a ton, but it's a lot more than I would make fly fishing. So it feels like you're working it a lot slower, but what you're doing is you're just working a lot more effectively, which I think is a good thing to do. I think it's important. I think it just adds to your overall effectiveness as an angler. But that's just my 2 cents. What do I know? I do just really love casting this bait caster though. Like it's just so fun. And I mean, it's fun, but I still have to learn how to do it. Just takes time. And I'm not sure what the logic behind changing rigs is, and just kind of like how often you guys change. Leave a comment below and let me know like how often you're changing baits. Because this is the one thing where, like, as a fly fisherman, more willing to change baits all the time, super often. But I think I'm gonna go wacky rig on a Cinco. It's just a matter of, do I want to fish a 5-inch Cinco, 4-inch, or 3-inch? I might go small. I know this is like a pretty actively like finessing spot. A lot of people fish it, so you kind of want to have a little more subtle of a presentation, or so I think. I'm gonna go with the wacky rig and see wacky rig, drop shot. Probably catch a fish before I think too much about the wacky worm rig. We'll see. Walk down a little bit. Might as well throw the fluke while I'm here though. Not yet, I kind of just got here, but caught him before. Usually just largemouth. Largemouth bass. Yeah, there's some big fish in here.
Exactly right, you just admire it.
By the way, you talked about education, so here it is.
My 2 older brothers
Worked as janitors at a prep school that probably cost about $22,000 to $25,000 a year. High school.
Okay.
They put themselves through. My oldest brother went to MIT on a full ride math scholarship.
Okay.
And then he said, I'm going to be a doctor. So they became a medical doctor and graduated from Jefferson and Philly. Two pretty highly graded schools.
Yeah, pretty much.
My second brother went as he became a mechanical engineer from Lehigh University in another good engineering school.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Nice one.
He whacked that too.
I think it's far enough.
Whew. That fish blew that up.
See that flat?
Yeah, it's a good fish. They're good fish in here, man. Ooh. Ooh. I'm telling you, man, I've been fly fishing for a long time, and this is so much fun for me. And I always thought this was not fun. That's a 2 or 3 pound fish. Woo, baby. Oh, it's a trout. No wonder it kicked my butt. What the heck? That's a nice rainbow too. even when I'm bass fishing, I can't get away from trout. That's a toad. That's a giant fish. And he ate the wacky. I mean, that's one of the bigger rainbows I've caught in a long time. What the heck? You guys, what is going on? Oh, he's off. He's out quick. Can I get him? Can I grab his tail? No way, that was so sick. Yeah, I got it on video.
Well, you're gonna have to send it to me.
That's so great. That was... All right, so that dude just talked my ear off for the entirety of that, so good times, I guess. Nice guy.
This is already ready to go now because I threw your Cinco 17 miles that way. Because you're using those stupid rings.
I'm using the what? Stupid greens. I think the rings are convenient. But I just had a big bird's nest, so what do I know? What? I don't even know how to get this one out. Dude, what do I... Redmond, I'm a child. Add. There's like a knot tied all the way underneath. 3 layers of line. So that was less than ideal. All right, new spot time. We're gonna go meet up with Cade, do some more fishing. All right, gang, I'm back with my plug. The plug, Cade. We're gonna go try and find some bass. He's got a little zone that totes the line of open and not open, but apparently it's got a lot of good bass fishing in it. And my day has been ruined by catching a trout. I just can't escape the trout. I don't understand. Even when I'm fishing a plastic worm, still catching trout on it. But we're gonna cruise down there. It's a little bit of a drive, but we're gonna go try and find some of these fish, and hopefully I can catch a fish on my bait caster, because all I'm catching fish on is my stupid spinning reel, and that's not even the one I'm like excited about. But whatever. Stay tuned. All right, guys, just arrived at the spot. We're gonna try and find some fish, so this should be a good time. My plug, Cade, did not come through clutch, so now we're going to another area, but we'll see. Next pond. This is what sucks about like pond hopping in towns, is like you literally have to like essentially just deal with the fact that people own like everything that you want to go fish, and that's kind of a bummer, but whatever. All right, so we're actually back at the same spot I caught fish at yesterday, but we're gonna I actually have some time today to fish, so I'll be able to stay and figure out a couple other zones. There you go.
Conventional one?
Conventional 1, Cade 0. He whacked that too. It just kind of stopped, but it was just enough of a stop to be like, oh, I think that's a fish. Yep, that's a fish. All right, gang. Yeah. Check this fish out. Look at that. Nice, man. He's not huge, but second bass on conventional. Same spot yesterday. Get him out of here. So good. Oh, I just spooked something. Oh my gosh, is that a bass? Oh, it is. He's looking at it. Oh man. The fish looked right at my bass, not right at my worm, and turned off of it. Oh, that was a fish, and I didn't set hard enough. You idiot, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was snagged. Weird. Yeah, that was definitely a fish. Just didn't set. Oh, that's actually a humongous fish. Wow, that's a massive bummer, actually. All right, gang. I can't really tell if I'm that bad at fishing that I can only catch 1 trout and 1 bass all day, fishing 8 different spots. But yeah, it was still a good time getting out and fishing. That big old trout was dope. And honestly, that last bass was pretty. Anytime I can catch a fish doing this is a win for me, because I don't ever do this. So I'm excited to see how this keeps going, and I'm stoked to keep making some content. I'm gonna go drop Kate off at home, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.